Okay, we apologize for some technical difficulties. We missed some of our national anthem, but now we'll have introduction of our starting lineups. Number 23, Mark Pixley for Southwestern. At one guard position for the Cougars, Kevin Smith, averaging 10 points per game in league competition. Number 25, Latrell Preston at the other guard position for Southwestern. Number 15, Wade Clark, averaging 6 points per game in league competition. Stats we'll be giving tonight will be based on the first 3 games in league. Number 15, Vince Beasley for Southwestern. Number 43, Brian Buchanan at 8 points per game. Number 33, Michael Hadley, and he's a scorer. He had 46 the other night against Kellogg in an overtime win for Southwestern. And the Cougars leading scorer, number 23, Corey Sterling, 17 points per game, 17.3 and 6.3 rebounds. Number 45, Seth Brown for Southwestern. And the center tonight is number 45, Ben Schultz, averaging 13 points per game and 11.7 rebounds. And the Cougars are coached by Dick Schultz. The Southwestern Roadrunners by John Farrell. Our referees tonight, Dennis Rothenthaler, Tommy Chambers, and Michael Spahn. And Gordon, it's been over a month since we've done a game here at Cougar Arena.
Yep, a lot of water over the dam since then.
Well,
quite a few games.
Some league water over the dam.
Right, that's right. We welcome Coach John Farwell. This is his first trip to Cougar Arena here, the coach for Southwestern. He was an assistant at the University of Southern California last year.
Goodness.
And came back and now is with Southwestern. They have had an exciting 103-101 win over Kellogg the other day, and as you mentioned, Hadley had 46. He's averaging 33 in the league. Beasley and Brown both averaging double figures here, and
we're missing some people too.
Yeah,
Sean Brown is out.
Yeah, he leaped over the scorer's bench at or over a team bench up at Muskegon and caught a part of the table, caught his leg, finished out the game, but is not dressed tonight. And let's see, Chris Webb caught an elbow in the eye playing one-on-one in practice yesterday and has 5 stitches on his eye.
Well, Southwestern controls the trip. That's Latrell Preston with the ball over to Beasley. Hadley now on top. Shot by Pixley is in for a 3-pointer, and Southwestern's on the board early. Kevin Smith over to Brian Buchanan as he drives the baseline, and the quick hands of Michael Hadley knock it out of bounds.
Dave, did you get the final score of the women's game tonight? I saw they lost, and it was
I
about a 20-point margin, but I wasn't in the gym at the very end.
Late getting here and missed that score. Ben Schultz with that shot is fouled by number 45, Seth Brown, and he'll go to the line for 2. And Ben converts on that first one. Ben, good free throw shooter. 71.4% so far in league competition. And he gets them both.
Another interesting stat for Hadley, number 33, is that he leads the team in assists. Dave, he's a forward and he's averaging about 4 assists. There he goes up with the shot.
From the post position. And number 45, Brown with the tip, and it's tipped away, and it goes off the hands of Preston. Over to the Cougars. Wade Clark with the ball. Excuse me, that's Kevin Smith. He's having some trouble, and Preston comes up with it, and he double dribbles.
Double turnover there.
Brian Buchanan holds up 3 fingers. We'll see what that involves. It's like a double pick there. Brian Buchanan comes all the way around. Looks inside, starts to drive. And Hadley comes off with it. To the glass. And a little hard. And Buchanan with a rebound. Kevin Smith. Ben Schultz. Spins and fires. Gets his rebound. Puts it up in traffic. Doesn't get it. Corey Sterling doesn't get it. Knocked out of bounds. And I believe Ben Schultz knocked it out of bounds, but it goes to the Cougars.
Nice. Look.
Doing a nice job on the boards, but right now that rim seems to have a lid on it. Ben spins and has it blocked by Brown. Brian Buchanan has it for a second and then is holding the back of his head as if he caught something. 3-2 in favor of Southwestern. Preston directing traffic to Brown. Drives the lane. Throws it up strong off the glass. Ben Schultz with a rebound. Brian Buchanan in close and scores. Cougars have a 1-point advantage. 17:48 on the clock. Brown from long range, in and out. Ben Schultz with the pass, and it goes off. Well, Corey Sterling thought it went off 23. We really couldn't tell from this position.
Yeah. Ben's sort of continuing where he left off with the last game, Dave. He had 13 rebounds, and he was 3 for 14 shooting, and he's picked up 4 or 5 rebounds already in the early going, and let's hope he gets that shooting arm warmed up.
Yep. Pixley on top. Southwestern very patiently moving the ball around. They're down to 14 seconds on the shot clock. Hadley nearly has it stolen, and then it goes off his leg. Good work by Brian Buchanan. And we've got timeout Southwestern with 17:07 left to play in the first half. The Cougars 4, Southwestern 3.
Like that on the ball, everybody. And once you come out, don't let them stand and look at you. Secondly, close the seam. Don't let them drive. You got to come with the ball now. Remember, with their defense. On offense, let's run K this time. Then we'll go back into 3 game. When you take it, if they're waiting on you mid-court, let Ben get up there a little bit, hesitate, and then take off and cover some ground. And when you make your cut, Brian, make it hard. Cut hard, Wade. Get the ball reversed, coming down there. It's not there. Kick back out. Go inside out for the jump shots. Let's go.
That's one of those 20-second timeouts.
Yeah.
The whole Southwestern bench met there at about mid-court. It was kind of an unusual formation for a timeout.
Very early in the game to get a timeout here with a 1-point difference.
Well, knocked away. Preston comes up with it, and he's fouled by Brian Buchanan. And Preston couldn't get his motor stopped there. 16:56 on the clock. Both teams with 1 foul. Preston has it in the backcourt. He drives the lane. Hadley on the baseline, and several tips, but now Corey Sterling comes out with it up quickly to Wade Clark. Kevin Smith drives, fires, and he's called for a charging foul. So this game, both teams are sort of banging on each other, but not much to show for it yet.
Yeah, yep.
Faisal Hill checks into the lineup.
Faisal had a good game the other day, Dave. I think he had quite a few. I think he had 6 or 7 rebounds and limited playing time. So,
well, right now the trainer is looking at Brian Buchanan as Beasley with that basket. 5-4 in favor of Southwestern. Kevin Smith. Wade Clark drives, gets a lane and scores. Wade Clark with the basket. Hadley gets a quick pass and he puts it in the hole right away. And the Southwestern Roadrunners are back on top, 7-6. Ben Schultz, 3-point range, off the back of the rim, and Brown with the rebound. It's knocked away by Corey Sterling. Kevin Smith tries to push it inside. Faisal Hill picks it up, in and out. Schultz in close, spins, fires, and doesn't get it. And Faisal Hill with the rebound, the follow, and a foul.
He'll get a couple of shots here.
15-17 on the clock, and Faisal Hill will go to the line for 2. Faisal is 5 for 6 with a 83.3% percentage from the free throw line.
Well, as I mentioned at the start here, Dave, Southwestern is 8-6 overall, and they're 1-2 in the conference. They beat Kellogg, and they'd like to get another win here tonight to even their record out.
Well, I guess so far Lake Michigan is the only undefeated team
That's right.
in the conference, and they're playing Lansing tonight. So,
yeah, they're 3-0 in the league right now, and Lansing is 2-1. Grand Rapids is 3-1. So after 4 games, everybody but Lake Michigan has a loss.
Hadley, long range, doesn't get it. Ball's tipped around, and Wade Clark comes up with it. Faisal Hill from 3-point range, no, and we've got a foul. The foul is on foul's on Corey Sterling, and
John Farwell questioned the call there because he thought it was on Southwestern.
well, the referee said stay right here.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
Yeah.
we got that straightened out. 7-7's our score with 14:32 on the clock. Hadley.
Yeah, coaches after Hadley changed his pivot foot there.
And a pass is too high for number 35, Anthony Sandifer. Also 51, Reniko Stout into the game for Southwestern. Wade Clark shoots for 3 and doesn't get it. Cougar still cold from perimeter shooting tonight. Oh, what a spin. Hadley finds Pixley, and Pixley doesn't get it. Clark with the rebound, and Southwestern is back on defense. Kevin Smith. Faisal Hill looks inside now. Matt Van Dusen Drives to the basket, doesn't get it. Ball's up and loose, and it goes to the Cougars. Both referees were waiting for the other one to call, and finally we had a decision there.
Yep.
We have Robert Jones checking into the lineup, Brian Buchanan back, and also Chris Frisbee into the game. And we've got a scrap for the ball, and it's a held ball. And we'll see whose possession. It's Cougar possession.
Well, Dave, just going through the schedule here. After the game tonight, we're going to have we're going to go on the road against Glen Oaks on Wednesday, and then we come back on Saturday and host Lansing here at 7:30.
Yeah, that should be a good one next Saturday. And also during the week, Glen Oaks, about 20 miles south of here, as Preston steals the ball and goes in for the shot and puts Southwestern back in the lead, 9-7. And we've got some contact there and a foul. And the foul's on Sandifer. 21 into the game, Anton Gorman. Good spin by Robert Jones, and he gets the basket.
You don't see the ball pop out like that on a dunk very much, but.
And Sandifer gets it right back and more as he has a three-point shot. And we've got a timeout. KVCC with the score, Southwestern 12, Cougars 9, 12:55 on the clock.
That's my fault. You got 35? That's my fault then, because I call okay, I don't want that mistake again. That's a correctable mistake now. We can't let them come down the floor and shoot the ball open. Whenever somebody subs, you communicate it and get matched up. All right, you have your men now. Who's got 35 now? Okay, get back to him now. Okay, let's run motion on offense, and you're going to have to stay low, and if they get into passing lanes, dribble it to the hole on balance, and finish it at the bucket. Let's go.
A very basic problem there on that timeout. Just didn't have the men picked up and cost us 3 points.
Southwestern goes into full court pressure. And they have a double team. Chris Frisbee gets out with it. Brian Buchanan to the basket, off the glass, and he scores. Brian Buchanan.
Robert Jones got fouled underneath on that one too. They could have called. They could have pulled the ball back on that one. He got bridged.
Yep. 12:42 on the clock. Cougars trail by 1, 12-11. Oh, nice play by Southwestern as they ran some picks along the baseline. And we've got a turnover on the inbounds. Cougars trail by 3, 14-11. Faisal Hill checks back into the game. Oh, there's another nice
we had
pick.
2 in a row underneath.
Oh, we were lucky to get that one. Robert Jones underneath, and he scores from Faisal Hill. 16-13. If you can beat that full court pressure, you've got advantage the other way, and that's exactly what the Cougars did. Sandifer drives to the basket, and he's been scoring for Southwestern. And big time contact there as Brown moved in front of Brian Buchanan and did not establish position. The foul's on Brown. Cougars trail by 5, 18-13 with 11:42 remaining in this half. Now Coach Farwell, quite a cheerleader on the line, on the baseline there, or the sideline.
Yeah.
11:30 remain in this half. Brian Buchanan with the ball. He shoots and doesn't get it. Robert Jones working hard underneath. Matt Van Dusen is hammered as he goes up for the shot, but Robert Jones created that activity as he kept the ball alive, and then Matt Van Dusen with the finish, and he'll have 2 shots.
Well, Cougars behind by 5 here in the early going, Dave. I think this is going to be a struggle a lot of these games this year.
Well, it makes it tougher. We're missing Sean Brown, and Sean adds a lot to our offense.
Yeah, it certainly helps with the 3-point shooting and handling the ball.
14.7 points per game. We're going to have to find him somewhere. Matt gets his 3rd point of the game. Good help on defense. Knocked out of bounds, and that goes to Southwestern. Cougars trail by 4, 18-14 with 11:13 on the clock. That time the Cougars stopped that close in basket, and then they knocked that fancy pass out of bounds. 11:08 on the clock. Pixley returns to the lineup, gives Preston a rest. Faisal Hill has a knockdown, and Hadley just sort of elbowed him away.
There's a double.
And he carries the ball.
Yeah, Faisal Hill got the bad end of that one there, Dave.
Yeah.
I think he got up and controlled the ball, and usually they'll give that to the offensive player if they control the ball.
Buchanan with a quick shot, doesn't get it. And a foul on Hadley underneath. Very active. Now that is the 6th team foul on Southwestern. And the 2nd on Hadley, so they're going to give Hadley a rest.
Yeah, we're still in the first quarter of this ball game. They can't afford to have him pick up a 3rd one right away.
Robert Jones gets the inbound, looks to the basket, and doesn't get it. Stout with a rebound. Pixley had the shot, then passed it inside.
That's a nice pass inside.
Good decision.
Choice.
And we've got a charging foul on Chris Frisbee. Well, I
There goes the line, 1-and-1 here.
have to take that one back. The foul's on Sandifer. I thought originally they'd call a charge, but I guess it was a block.
No, they went right to the block. Both officials did.
Chris is short with that first one. Robert Jones with the rebound, doesn't get it.
Well, there was a slow reaction by both teams in going to the basket.
Thinking 2 shots there, and yeah, I thought he was going to. Cougars missed out on an opportunity there. They had a chance for 3 points, and were called for traveling. They trail by 6, 20-14, with 10-14 left to go in the first half. Stout from long range, doesn't get it.
That was a tough shot.
Frisbee with a rebound.
Pretty high degree of difficulty on that 3-pointer.
Robert Jones for 3 off the back of the rim. And nice shot there by number 15 Beasley as Robert Jones went to defend. Cougars trail by 8. Basil Hill for 3, and he gets it. There's a big 3. And that cuts the lead to 5, 22-17. Got 8 seconds left on the shot clock. And Southwestern throws it away. Chris Frisbee with the steal. .840 on the clock. Basil Hill across the middle, stops, pops, and doesn't get it. We've had several shots that just will not fall tonight. Hang on the rim. And we've got a foul on Hill as Sandifer was going up for the shot.
Well, we were getting beat down the floor on that one there, Dave. There's some points that you give up on good plays, but you hate to give up on those. You hate to give up points just by being beat down the floor.
Okay, it's still only apparently wasn't a shooting foul. It was fouled before the shot, and Southwestern will take it out of bounds. Stout from long range, and it's an air ball. Kevin Smith and Basil Hill. Basil from 3-point range is short. Ben Schultz with the rebound. Gets contact, doesn't get the shot. Corey Sterling with the rebound, and he'll be shooting 1-on-1.
Well, Ben can buy a basket. He's had plenty of good opportunity. He's had 5 good opportunities underneath.
I think if he would have went up as soon as he got that rebound, he would have had an easier shot than the one he had.
Well, I'm not about to offer him suggestions.
Well, I'm just saying you expect contact sometimes. You don't realize it's easy to see after the fact. But 35, Ken Stewart into the game now for the Cougars. Corey Sterling with 1-on-1, and he gets that first one. That's Corey's first point of the night, so we've got to get him involved in the offense because he's a big part of it at 17 points per game.
And they got a man back. Kevin's got to go back and guard that man.
And Corey gets them both. We're down by 3 now, 22-19 with nearly 8 minutes on the clock. Another air ball, this time by Gorman. Kevin Smith to Corey Sterling, spins, fires, doesn't get it. Pixley with a rebound. Brown out to Pixley, and he actually made a good decision there. Oh, he tried to call timeout.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to throw it back into have it go to a Cougar fast break, so he ate the ball rather than turn it over. He also tried to call timeout, but apparently that was not seen in time.
Yeah. Yeah, if he could wing it pretty good, then it might not be a bad play to just throw it, but he wasn't going to be able to get much on that throw.
And the Roadrunners doing a little double teaming now.
Got to move that ball quickly.
Wade Clark with the 3, a little strong, and Ben Schultz gets that one.
Yeah.
Now maybe that'll get Ben started. He's got 4 points on the night. The Cougars trail by 1. And Beasley with that shot.
That wasn't a bad recovery there by Ken Stewart.
Kevin Smith is double teamed and in pretty deep trouble, but he gets it out to Wade Clark.
Now we got 3-on-1.
Ken Stewart does not get the basket. Rebound Southwestern. Hadley is back into the game. Nice pass, quick pass to Gorman, and Gorman cashes in, and the lead's back to 5 now. And we've got a breakaway. Corey Sterling with the double jam. 26-23 with 6:29, and that gets the crowd into the game. We'll see if the Cougars can build on that. Hadley doesn't get it. Rebound Sterling, and he's got a man open, Ken Stewart. Back to Sterling. Spins, fires, moves to the basket, and scores. Corey Sterling with that basket cuts that lead to 1, 26-25. And Corey now with 6 points here in the last couple of minutes has ignited the Cougars offense, and we'll see if they can keep it going. Hadley with the ball out to Preston. Down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hadley drives to the basket. He's fouled and scores. So Hadley meets that challenge.
You got the NBA continuation there.
Yeah.
That ball went in a couple seconds after the whistle blew.
.538 remain in the half. The Cougars trail by 3. Hadley with 1. In the hole, just fits. And now 4-point advantage, and we've got an advantage for the Cougars. Wade Clark gets a tough shot. That's a tough layup. He had it knocked out of his hands. Regained possession as he was shooting the ball. Hadley with the ball. Good spin move, but he doesn't get the basket. Corey Sterling with the rebound. Cougars have an opportunity to tie here. Kevin Smith to the basket. Doesn't get it, and that's going to be an offensive goaltending, as the ball just wouldn't come off the rim, and Corey Sterling couldn't get out of the way, and
it was glued to the rim.
Good idea. 29-27 Southwestern with 5:04 remaining in the half.
Just let it come off there and tip it in. Man, but down here we got to get a lot tougher defensively. We've got to be a lot more determined. When Hadley gets the ball now, what's he doing? He's playing a lot of one-on-one, so the whole team has to be conscious of dropping back in there. When he tries to spin and move, everybody's there. Make him throw it out and then chase back out after your guy. Sprint down and keep moving your feet. If he tries to hold you off, push the arm down, stick the head up under, come around in front. But keep working to get in front of him so he can't throw the ball down in there. And sprint back. You're doing a better job of sprinting back, getting to your man. On motion now, I'll tell you what, let's do this next little stretch. Let's go to layup. Let's spread the floor out and see how they defend that. But you guys got to come to the bucket hard when somebody penetrates, okay? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Bill.
Coach Schultz talked about Hadley, but I don't think Hadley's hurt him much. I don't think his percentage is too good. I don't know what he's got for points here, but he's missed a fair number of shots, started off fairly cold, so.
Well, I think what's hurt us is a lot of transition baskets Southwestern has been getting early on, and I think in the last couple of minutes we've kind of put a stop to those transition baskets.
It's not a particularly high scoring game, but a pretty high percentage for both teams has come off a transition.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. 5:02 left on the clock. 29-27 their score. Southwestern in the lead, knocked away by Stewart, and then picked up and traveling there on Brown. So Ken Stewart started that disruption of their offense, and it resulted in a Corey Sterling is fouled by Beasley.
2 shots. John Farwell and Seth Brown are going back and forth about the assignment there. Coach Farwell not happy about Corey Sterling getting a breakaway.
Well, they're going to straighten that out as Coach Farwell is diagramming things very carefully there for Seth Brown. Corey Sterling cuts that lead to 1 with his 7th point. And he ties it with his 8th. So we've got a new ball game.
When I saw that, I was afraid Corey Sterling was going to get hurt. You could see the foul coming on that one.
Beasley with the rebound. Blocked by Schultz, and we've got a foul underneath. And that's on Corey Sterling. I believe that's his 2nd foul.
That'll be 16 fouls, so. Cougars have drawn back. They were 6 down, 20-14, and they're even now at 29s.
Kevin Smith with the steal. He gives the lead pass to Clark. And he scores. Wade Clark with the basket, and the Cougars are in the lead. 31-29, and that's the first time they've been up since a very early going. So they've battled back from about an 8-point deficit. Hadley with the shot from 15, and he's dead center. And we've got another advantage, Ken Stewart. Oh, Corey was wide open underneath, but we couldn't see him. But Ben Schultz cut to the basket and got the ball and put it in. And Ben Schultz has put the Cougars back into the lead, 33-31. Preston underneath, he's fouled, but doesn't get the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. Sandifer returns to the lineup for Southwestern as Beasley comes out. 3:52 on the clock. The Cougars up by 2, 33-31. Brian Buchanan checking into the game now. And now the lead's down to 1. Nice feed to Brian Buchanan, doesn't get it. Corey Sterling does. Cougars up by 3, 35-32. Hadley from 3-point range and doesn't get it. Preston with the rebound, and he has a double. No, he's on the line.
He's on the line. Well, again, Preston missed another one there. Like I say, Dave, his the defense on him has been pretty fair.
I mean Hadley.
Hadley, I'm sorry.
Cougars have another advantage. And we've got a foul. So Southwestern really getting their share of fouls.
Yeah, when the Cougars have broken the press, they've made them pay.
Yep. Wade Clark goes to the line. Wade just needs some more opportunities here.
Yeah, he's not. Just had a couple of
He's
chances
only
in the league.
3 up till that one, and now he's just increased his percentage from 33 to 500. And he's 2 for 2. And that makes him 3 for 5, so he's up to 60%. So just amazing what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, almost.
Preston used the ref there for a
Hadley
little kick.
for, oh, I think he had his foot on the line.
I think he was.
But he's going to get 3. 37-35. Cougars up by 2. Corey Sterling to the basket. And they're going to let him have it. And I think that ranks with that one they gave Hadley.
Yeah, that same call. That's the same call.
About 5 minutes ago, Corey Sterling didn't have any points, and now 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 points. So he's made his presence felt here in this run. And he gets that one. And that puts the Cougars up by 4, 39-35 with 2:53. Or excuse me, 40-35 with 2:53 remaining in the half.
Todd Fairbanks, number 31, checks in for Sandifer for Southwestern.
Hadley again from three-point range. This time,
Boy, he's
not
stone
quite
cold
as
on those threes.
Stout with the rebound and the basket. 40-37. Brian Buchanan for three. Doesn't get it. Hadley with a rebound. It's 3-on-3. Knocked away by Brian Buchanan. Corey Sterling one-on-one to the basket. And no contest.
Yeah, Preston stayed close to him, but didn't want to pick up another foul here.
31 is Todd Fairbanks for Southwestern. He's in the game now. Loose ball is picked up by Corey Sterling, and the Cougars have a 5-point advantage with 1:57 left. And you know, we played about the first 10 minutes. We didn't have any points on the board, and I look up now, and we've got 44.
We're scoring at a good clip.
Brian Buchanan with that basket puts the Cougars up by 7, 44-37. Gorman scores. Turnaround, 44-39, and we've got 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Corey Sterling spins and has it knocked out of his hands. I bet the first 10 minutes our shooting percentage was roughly 25%. And I'd say in this last 10 minutes, it's got to be closer to 75.
Yeah.
Corey Sterling goes out, and boy, did he put on a show here in the last few minutes. Ben Schultz, Robert Jones, and Matt Van Dusen back in the game. Kevin Smith doesn't get it. Kept alive by Robert Jones.
He tracked that ball down.
Wade Clark to the basket, and he gets it. Wade Clark with a hot hand here lately. He's got 10 points. Cougars up by 7, 46-39, with 1 minute remaining. Hadley to the basket, and he makes it look easy. Near steal, controlled by Wade Clark. And
we got a
technical. Technical foul, and
it's on Hadley.
What did he do?
He said something to some. I don't know what he did.
How can you knock the ball away and say something to the ref at the same time?
Yeah.
And that counts as a personal foul.
That counts as a personal foul. That's right. So that's 3 on Hadley. That's a big one.
Wade Clark goes to the line, and he'll have 2 shots.
It might be what he said to Wade Clark. You can pick up technicals for talking to other people too.
.6 seconds left in the first half. Wade Clark at the line, shooting a second of 2 technicals. He gets the second one. 47-41, and the Cougars will have possession. Kevin Smith with feed to Wade Clark. Doesn't get it. Robert Jones again keeping it alive, and this time it goes out of bounds, but he covers a lot of ground. He has a big wingspan, and he's very active. 24 seconds left to go in the half. The shot clock is off, and the Cougars up by 6. Appears as if Southwestern going for a final shot. And now we're down to 8 seconds. Preston drives, feeds Stout, and he scores as Southwestern does a real fine job of using up the clock and getting the last shot at the basket and converting. And that brings our halftime score to 47-43 in favor of the Cougars. And Gordon, we saw, it seems like 2 different halves in one.
Right, we sure saw a change of momentum. That first quarter belonged to Southwestern, and the second quarter belonged to Kalamazoo Valley. We'll see who owns the second half.
Okay, that's a good place to stop for the second. And we'll be back. Again, our score is 47 for Cougars, 43 for the Roadrunners. Okay, I guess we're set to go here. Again, our score 47-43. In the first half, Southwestern was led by Hadley with 12 points and Gorman with 10. The Cougars were led by Corey Sterling with 15 and Wade Clark with 11. Rebounding. Let's see, rebounds. I had it here. Oh, here we go. Cougars with 19 and, excuse me, Southwestern with 19. The Cougars with 28 rebounds. So, and the shooting percentage in favor of Southwestern 50% to 37.8%. So statistically, Gordon, we should be behind here.
Well, that rebounding statistic kind of helps out when you're up by 9 rebounds.
Well, we had an interesting first half, and we're set to go in a second with Southwestern getting that first possession. Hadley back into the game now. Cougars start the game, their second half, the way they started the game. I believe Southwestern's the same. Southwestern very patiently looking for a shot here. They're down below 10 seconds on the shot clock. Beasley for 3, and they started the game with a 3-pointer by Pixley, and they start the second half with a 3-pointer by Beasley.
They're not a real good 3-point shooting team either, Dave. They're under 20% in the league.
Well, first half we were 1 for 10 from 3-point range, so.
Yeah. Hazel Hill got one, and that was it.
Yeah. 47-45. I guess that was a 2-pointer by Beasley because they only gave him 2.
You said that's one of the areas where we miss Sean Brown is his 3-point shooting.
Yep. Brown with a strong rebound, doesn't get the shot. Ben Schultz with the rebound. He comes out with it. Kevin Smith in a hurry. And has it knocked away by Brown. And we've got a 3-on-1 advantage. Brown doesn't get it. He comes out of bounds, gets the ball, and it doesn't fall. Something must be about that basket there.
Yeah.
We had the same trouble starting the game. Across the court to Wade Clark, a long 3 from the corner, doesn't get it. Ben Schultz hustles for the rebound, but it's knocked away, and Preston comes up with it to Hadley. Underneath the Brown, oh, what block by Corey Sterling. And Preston gets the loose ball and the shot to tie the score at 47. And we've played nearly 2 minutes here without a point, so Cougars need to get things going here. Brian Buchanan from 3-point range, no, and the rebound comes out of there for Southwestern. Beasley with the ball. Brown doesn't get it and knocked out of bounds to the Cougars. $17:50 remain in this ball game with the score tied at 47. Matt Van Dusen checks into the game. Kevin Smith, the feed to Corey Sterling, and a good job. Corey Sterling with the basket. He's got 17 points on the night. He's up to his average now, Gordon, with his first basket in the second half.
Yeah, he's had a good second quarter.
Cougars on top, 49-47. Three-point attempt by Preston is short. Into Hadley, he's short, and Corey Sterling gathers that one in. Buchanan tries to feed to Corey Sterling, and it's knocked out of bounds. $16:54 on the clock. The Cougars up by 2, 49-47.
Cougars go on the road to Glen Oaks, and then they come back a week from today. That's Saturday, January 27th, and they host Lansing.
Well, we still haven't found the answer to our three-point shooting. Hadley missed everything. Preston spins, feeds to Beasley, and he scores, and that ties it at 49. A double team of the ball, and Kevin Smith is in trouble, and he's fouled by Preston. So Southwestern very aggressive on defense as they double teamed the ball. Kevin Smith was in trouble, but they committed a foul. (16-17) left to play. Buchanan on the drive has a slapped away and lots of contact.
Yeah, Buchanan is not a happy camper there when he's on the ground like that. He got sandwiched a little bit.
Yeah. Off the back of the rim. Corey Sterling working hard, and Wade Clark gets it. And scores the basket, and he's fouled.
That's a good play by Wade Clark.
It sure was. (51-49), and Wade will have one more.
Again, we're missing Sean Brown, and we really do miss him, Dave. And Chris Webb has a 5 stitches in his eye, right on the eyelid, or right in the eye, the socket there, from an elbow playing one-on-one.
Oh, good defense by Van Duzen, but it knocked out of bounds, nearly with the steal. 52-49, Cougars up by 3. Hadley for 3, and he scores it.
Got the trap.
And the trap works. The shot is blown, and we get another foul on Preston.
Well, they're ringing fouls up again on Southwestern here in the second half again. That's the 3rd team foul.
Again, they're going at it very aggressively.
And that technical foul against Hadley could be a problem for Southwestern. He's got 3 of them.
Well, that time we handled it. Maybe not gracefully, but we handled it. Brian Buchanan with that basket. He's got 8 points. (54-52) with 15 minutes left to play, and we get a foul on Buchanan. Basil Hill and Ben Schultz back into the game. Hadley for 3, doesn't get that one, and it hits the inline, and that goes to the Cougars. Cougars a long way from the basket there as they're setting up their offense to try to take advantage of the overplaying of Southwestern, and Kevin Smith drives to the basket. That's his first basket of the night. And we got a 3-point basket by Beasley, and that cuts that lead back to 1, 56-55. (14-13) remain in the game. Kevin Smith with the shot and with the foul. 14:08 remain to play. And again, this first part of the second half is kind of similar to the first part of the first half, where not much scoring took place. And Preston with that basket puts Southwestern back in the lead, 57-56. 13:50 remaining.
Now you see Preston use his hands there. When Smith tries to break by him, he hand checks him pretty hard. I'd like to see that called once or twice. He doesn't hand check all the time. He just hand checks when he needs to. He's pretty clever about it.
Beasley wanted that ball but didn't get the basket. He had a nice shot there from three-point range. Wade Clark back to Kevin Smith from 3 points. No, knocked away by Van Dusen, picked up by Southwestern. Hadley for three, and it's short. I don't know if it was fouled or
no. Hadley's
Frisbee into the game now for the Cougars.
When you hit 46 points like Hadley did the other day, you probably get. He's taking quite a few shots and just can't believe he's missing them.
Yeah, Cougars trail by one, 57-56 with 13:05 on the clock.
You need a good stretch here. You rebound strong, and you get a lot of movement on offense. Let's just go to motion out of it, okay? Stay low with it, take control of it. Remember to move into your man and pop out to get open. And keep coming across hard. You can still set a good screen on the perimeter and spin down inside. Let's try to get the ball down in the band if we can down low. If you can get a good shot off the fast break, take it. If you can penetrate to the basket under control, do that. And then dig in on defense now. They're going to press, so the big part is beating the press. Set your feet, let's come down to 4 and beat. And play with confidence. Play with confidence. Take your time, hit that shot. We're getting a lot of shots now, we're just not making them. Confidence comes before making them. Set your feet and shoot it. Just be relaxed and drill it. And then put all that energy into the defensive end of the floor. Let's go, guys. Okay, let's go.
Why not? Let's play our game, Mike. Go!
I'm surprised to see Southwestern go with the press. They've in this third quarter, they've picked up 5 points, and so they've got a little momentum. A lot of the momentum that they lost in the second quarter came when the Cougars beat the press, and so well they took the press back off.
But they're applying half-court pressure, which seems to be disrupting our offense a little bit.
Yep.
There, some of that foul. That's got to be
that's
at least
what I was
3.
talking about. Was I think, well, not exactly what I was talking about. Is I noticed when Kevin Smith starts to get by Preston, he's pretty good with the hands.
"13 minutes remain. Robert Jones in close, doesn't get it. Southwestern comes out with it. Gorman inside, bothered by Jones, and the ball goes to Hadley. "12:25 remain. Beasley with the shot. It's blocked by Schultz. Basil Hill just keeps going. Nobody picked him up.
Just waltzes in there.
He's got 6 points on the night. And we got
a bench foul, a bench technical here, I believe. That came at the worst possible time because the Cougars are going to go up there and shoot, and they lost and they get 2 shots.
Well, they're down at the other end, Gordon.
Oh,
maybe it's
no, I'm saying that there was a bench technical on Southwestern. Kalamazoo Valley shoots.
Oh, that's right. I got my.
Yeah, okay. And the bad part about that technical is it came when Southwestern had the ball. It's one thing to pick up a technical when your own team when the other team has the ball, because you.
Well, Chris Webb goes into the game, an excellent free throw shooter, again with stitches over his one eye. But he
So
found
he's
range on the
suited
second.
up. I believe he could play today. It's just he's.
Yeah, he's going to stay
Yep,
in there.
he's going to stay in. Get.
12:03 remain, and we're up by 2. Chris Frisbee from 15 feet. Robert Jones with a strong rebound. He gets it back. Still working. And has it go out of bounds, but he is interesting underneath the basket.
Oh, yeah, he is. He's exciting to watch.
11:46 remain in the game, and the Cougars are up by 2. Gorman, soft touch, but doesn't fall. Wade Clark to the basket. Nice shot by Wade Clark as Hadley
Good
could not
decision.
afford the foul, and Wade Clark took it right to him. 61-57, the Cougars are up by 4. Preston is double teamed. And the shot clock is down to about 10 seconds. Hadley works hard and doesn't get the basket. Ben Schultz with the rebound. And we've got another foul.
We're not at the 1-and-1 yet, but we're at 6.
And we've got timeout for Southwestern. 10:40 is on the clock, and the Cougars are up by 4, 61-57.
Let's stay with Weave, and you guys just got to be sure you wait for him to come over there for the handoff. Remember, he's got to get outside the lane line.
Come on for that pass too.
Yeah,
It's that
remember,
guy stepping out.
up the middle or straight out to the corner. In fact, I think the corner cut's going to be even better for a while. Do the corner cut off of Weave a couple of times. Now, Weave doesn't, yeah, right. And then, well, we can spread them out too. We can, but we don't want to do that right now. Let's flop out to the corner and take it to the basket, okay? And we might want to go Weave high. Could go Weave high. Man, we got to have 5 guys on the boards though. They are really hitting the boards hard. You got to get a good block out and get up and get the rebound. If you can get it, great job rebounding and get it out quick. Then we got something to look for on a fast break.
Why don't we just go Weave high because it's easy for the guy to get out the corner.
Okay, go Weave high. Have the postman go high to start out. Okay, slide up the lane. Okay. And get to the glass. Get to the glass now if somebody penetrates with it. Remember, you can flash to the corner. That's what we're looking for primarily. But if he's overplaying that, just go up the middle. You got inside cut. You got the handoff and the corner cut, just like we worked on yesterday in practice. Play defense now. Weave high. But still trying to burn. I don't want you to back off of the fast break that's there to run Weave high. I want you to run it after they've covered you. Okay, let's go.
Well, Dave, I wouldn't be surprised to see some a little variation on Southwestern's press, and I expect that's what we're gonna. That maybe that's what that timeout was about, was to set up Southwestern's press.
Okay, we've got the ball now, and Chris Frisbee dribbling. Chris Webb. Robert Jones with a flying jump shot. Doesn't fall. Hadley on the drive, feeds Beasley.
Jones got a long ways up on that.
The whole basket and rim, I think, disappeared there for a split second as Robert Jones made his presence felt. Frisbee open for 3. He gets it. Chris Frisbee.
Nice assist there to Robert Jones.
Well, that ends a long dry spell from three-point range, but Southwestern comes back with a quick two-pointer. 64-59, Cougars up by 5, 9.5 remain. Cougars weaving out there, and the ball knocked loose. Bisbee has it knocked away. And then Robert Jones loses control of the ball as he goes up for the shot. May have been some contact there. .9:14 left on the clock. Nice crowd tonight.
Yep. We've had a little bad weather in some of these recent games, but
well, the weather's not real good, but the roads are clean now, so.
Yeah.
Gorman with the shot, but he's fouled by Robert Jones. 8:59 remain.
Well, I took in a little high school basketball last night. Saw Kalamazoo Central play St. Joe.
Yeah.
As I said, which was not a particularly good match, but I wanted to see Kalamazoo Central play. I believe Brian Buchanan's brother plays at Kalamazoo Central, and big part of that team.
Oh, well, we drove down to Niles, and we didn't have quite the experience you did. It wasn't the best of nights for the Mustangs, but they'll be back.
Yeah.
64-60 is their score. Ben Schultz spins, doesn't get the shot. Brown with the rebound. The Battle of Portage takes place on Tuesday. And we've got a 3-second violation. Or no, was that a foul?
The Battle of Kalamazoo is Monday also. Kalamazoo Central and Kalamazoo Loy Norwich.
Yeah.
There'll be a
I think Battle Creek and Benton Harbor go at it too. That'll be an interesting matchup.
Yeah. Kalamazoo Central's got a big he's not a foreign exchange student, but a transfer from Australia. They have a big transfer from Australia.
Yeah.
That's going to be eligible on Monday.
The rich get richer.
I hope.
Knocked away by Brown.
That game will be at Reed Fieldhouse or University Arena, so I'll probably go up and take that one in.
Yeah, that's a nice place for the high schoolers to play. Oh, off the glass by Brian Buchanan. 67-60, Cougars up by 7. Brian with his 10th point. Brown from long range. And it just barely hits the backboard. Kevin Smith takes it to the hole and doesn't get it, but he's fouled. Cougars up by 6, 66-60. It's not 67-60. And Kevin Smith will go to the line for 2. Well, you don't see quite the same emotion, I think, in college basketball sometimes as you do in high school. It's just amazing how emotion can take over a game.
Yeah. There are momentum swings in the college game, but there's a type of intensity that you see at the high school level. Makes the games interesting.
67-60 is our score. Cougars up by 7 with 7:49 left to play. Well, Hadley took charge as he just drove to the basket.
Yeah, Jones
Cut the
gave
lead
up
to 5.
a little ground on that one.
We've got a foul, and we're in a bonus situation. Preston returns to the game.
Well, Dave, at the end of the first half, I thought despite the fact that we only had a 4-point cushion, I had a kind of a good feeling about the second half, I thought with a margin was going to expand, and it's pretty much stayed the same though.
Well, it's been a very equal half here, in the sense that we've had a couple of runs, they've had a couple of runs, and bottom line is we're just about where we were when we started the half.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith has 1 out of 2.
We certainly haven't put him away here.
And in the right spot, gets it into Corey Sterling, who's been very quiet here in the second half. Hadley running the floor and gets the basket, so we got 1, they got 2 real quick, and the lead is 4, just where it was at the end of the first half. Kevin Smith, Faisal Hill. Corey Sterling gets the rebound, and he's fouled. So this was just about the time that Corey Sterling came alive in the first half, and hopefully these free throws will light his fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. 7:01 remain. Cougars up by 4. Now 5. Corey Sterling with 19 points. Cougars up 69-64. Beasley for 2. In and out. Robert Jones with the rebound. Kevin Smith in a hurry. Brian Buchanan forces it and scores it. Brian Buchanan with a tough shot off the glass. And that brings the lead to 7, 71-64. Gorman with the lob, and he scores a basket. Nice lob and quick
Boy, you know,
shot.
the defense wasn't too bad on that. He got pressure from 3 different ways. He made a nice offensive play, but
Kevin Smith over the pick by Corey Sterling. Jones for 3. He's got it. Robert Jones. And the Cougars starting to warm up like they did to finish the first half. They have an 8-point advantage. 74-66. Nice lob again to Gorman. This time he doesn't get the shot. Corey Sterling with a
I didn't
rebound.
think the defense was quite as good that time, Dave, but he missed.
Right now we have all 3 Benton Harbor alums in there. Kevin Smith doesn't get the 3, tipped away by Hill, and now we got a fresh 35. And we ask for timeout with the score. KVCC 74, Southwestern 66. 5:28 remain.
Now look, yes, everybody's, this is the team defense we talk about all the time in practice. They're looking inside and they're seeing nobody's reacting when they're looking. So they're throwing it, and you don't have time to get there then. You have to react. As soon as that guy looks inside, everybody's reacting to shut that off, make him throw it out to your man. And then come up with your man down low. Always favor the inside play. Make them shoot the ball from out over your best effort. Now, I want to see the defense coming that way. On offense. Motion now. We're not going to run motion 10, but we want to move the ball a little bit. Every foul they commit, we're in the foul line. If you get it down inside, the foul.
Okay, we might use a little more of that clock than we have. They're talk about running motion 10 here, means that we'll try and get 10 passes in here. If we have a layup, of course, we'll.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice twisting shot by Corey Sterling, and that brings the lead to 10, 76-66.
You see, Coach Schultz was talking about the interior defense and said, give that one up outside. And
Beasley
it
off
seemed
the
to
rim.
work, seemed to work that first possession. That was a much tougher, on the look in, there was nothing inside.
Yep. And we have a steal by Hadley. He goes to the basket. He's fouled by Hill.
We were screened on that one. We've got Patrick Frome coming in.
I believe that's his first
Yeah.
play tonight. Wade Clark at the scorer's table. Hadley converts the second one. Oh, a lot of contact. Southwestern comes out with it. Nearly taken away, and now Sandifer with a long one, but it's blocked by Jones. And we've got an advantage, 3-1. We give it to the big guy, and he's hammered by Sandifer. The only thing he could have done to stop that shot, and Robert was going up to put it down.
Yeah. Yep.
He goes to the line, and Robert, I believe, is a pretty good free throw shooter. Let's look at the stats here, and well, he's only got 7 free throw attempts. He's made 4 of them, but I think that will come up in the
Next game.
next game.
Next
Yeah.
game.
76-67. Oh. Hey, Hadley, big time move, but he didn't convert. Kevin Smith threw it right through somebody, and Robert Jones picked it up. Not exactly a good pass, but it found its target, and Robert Jones put it in. (78-67). The Cougars are up by 11. 4 minutes remain. And Southwestern very patiently working the ball.
Yeah, the clock's down to 11 seconds.
Well, they patiently worked the ball and then took kind of a forced shot. Brian Buchanan, no, Sterling, tipped out of bounds by Southwestern.
We got to be a little more patient there, Dave. It's funny, we're ahead by 11, and Southwestern's running the clock down, and we're not.
Oh, well, I think they felt they had an advantage, but Corey Sterling had broken free, but Brian Buchanan couldn't get him the ball as it was knocked out of bounds. Now we'll see if we can set up a play here. Into Robert Jones. Over to Smith. In close. And he scores. Good work. Good work by the Cougars. Kevin Smith with all 7 of his points in the second half. And the Cougars have a 13-point advantage with 3:19 remaining.
Now, that's the kind of shot, that and free throws are what we want, okay? And we can get those shots. Okay, I'm not telling you if you have a wide open one off the break not to take it. If it's wide open and you're confident, you go ahead and shoot it. But when we're working half-court offense now, man, if you take care of the ball, this becomes a ball handling drill. It's working hard without the basketball now. What created that right there? You saw the guy open, boom, foul line, hard step, dribble, screen, layup. Take good care of it. They're going to fire away now, so you're going to play good position. We do not want to foul them. Are they in the one-and-one yet? They're not even in the one-and-one, so let's don't foul. Play good position. We don't want them shooting any one-and-ones in this whole game, this whole second half, okay? Good, solid defense. Use the clock a little bit on offense to get the layup, but still fast break. And do not want you walking it down, and they're going to be pressing you. They're going to be pressing you hard, so if you get the 2-on-1s, then go ahead and convert them. Okay, you did a good job there. Let's keep it up now. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, the two halves have been very similar, Dave. We started slowly in both halves and then picked up momentum as the half ended.
Right about the 7-8 minute mark of each half. We've
Yeah, kind of accelerated and
certainly not a steady game, but been a very interesting game.
Yep.
Well, speaking of accelerating, Preston accelerated his play a little bit. We got a breakaway the other end. We've got a shot by Corey Sterling and a foul by Sandifer, and Corey Sterling will go to the line.
We've used that home run pass 3 or 4 times.
Well, yeah, it's coming very nicely here as Southwestern forces the issue at the wrong end of the basket there.
Yep.
It did take a nice pass because they had one defender back, but we were up to it.
Sandifer comes out and Seth Brown is in.
Corey Sterling completes that 3-point play. He's up to 24 points and a block and a late call, but a call nonetheless. That's Corey's 3rd foul with 3:02 remaining. Not a crisis situation. Cougars up by 14 here, and Brown will have a chance to cut to 12.
Again, I wouldn't discount the importance of that technical foul that Hadley picked up there. Yeah. It's his became his 3rd personal.
Yeah, that's right about the time we exploded there in the first half.
Yep.
And Corey Sterling has a strip. He regathers it, and now we've got a held ball.
No, a timeout.
Oh.
Corey got the timeout signal in time.
Okay. 83-69, exactly 3 minutes remain.
Good. When you jumped out of that trap last time and threw that pass, you may have to do that, so don't leave him. I mean, you guys leave him, but Kevin's got a call for it. Okay? If you can get it out of there, if you get it out of there, we can go with it. I know it's tough sometimes. Sometimes maybe a power dribble. If they're all over you, though, just hang on to it tight. We got 2 timeouts left, I think. Bridget, we got 2 or 3. We have 3 left? Okay. No, let's do it out of motion. Let's just do it out of motion. Keep moving and handle the ball. Motion 10. Let's go motion 10. Keep the 4 spread, though. Keep your balance. Try not to go together for handoffs or anything. Keep the 4 spread. If one guy cuts down inside posting, give him room to post. You throw it in, don't have it, kick it right back out. I don't care if you use the shot clock down to 10 every time and take the shot then. I think they're going to foul you before that if you cut hard without the ball. They're going to challenge everywhere. If you get the open one on a break, though, if you get the wide open one, you go ahead and play it. Take that wide open one. Okay, I'll tell you if we reach some point where I don't want you to take it, but right now we want to take it. Let's go. Okay, and play good defense without fouling. Let's go.
Dave, we go on the road to Glen Oaks on Wednesday, and then we come back Saturday, January 27th, and we host Lansing. And
that's going to be an important week.
Yeah,
those are 2 tough assignments. Well, there, a home run pass.
Yeah, I think it hit the net, and that was missed by the officials.
Actually, the net worked out to our advantage. If it hadn't, I don't think Corey could have gotten to that ball.
Yeah.
2:55 remain. Beasley looked like he may have traveled. Hadley for 3. Buchanan in his face. Seth Brown with the ball. In the Gorman, and he cashes in. Ooh, tough pass and knocked away. Hadley with the ball. Tries to pass it to Beasley. Beasley recovers. Gorman with 2 quick baskets, and all of a sudden we're down to about.
We got to handle the basketball here, Dave. We've had 3 turnovers, and
oh my! Hadley converts that one. Well, again, there's plenty of time left for a serious comeback, and nobody's told Southwestern this game's over. Hadley at the line for 2, and it's 83-73. .218 remain. Hadley at the line for 2. One thing we've done here is to bring 3 guards into the lineup. We almost had a injury as a result of the coach pushing the player into the game. Kevin Smith with the ball. Cougars up by 9, 83-74. We're approaching 2-minute mark. We're down to 12 seconds on the shot clock.
Yep.
Kevin Smith starts the attack. Wade Clark open for three. It's in on a big three-pointer by Wade Clark.
Big possession there.
And that puts the Cougars up by 11. Preston, tough shot, doesn't get it. Brown doesn't get it. Gorman is fouled by Schultz. Big three-point basket by Wade Clark. That puts some breathing room into the Cougars' advantage. It ups it to 12.
We knocked a half minute off the clock and picked up a couple of points.
We haven't had much success with a three-point shot tonight, but we got it when it counted. .135 remain. Gorman doesn't get the free throw, but Hadley does. Kevin Smith, the lob to Torrey Sterling, a little too high, but aggressive play by the Cougars. I'll tell you, Hadley may not have had his best shooting night tonight, but when he wants to explode to the basket, he is pretty awesome.
He's got all the tools.
He just needs to maybe get a little more consistency, but man, can he fly when he wants to go to the basket. And we've got a foul on the Cougars, and that we're in a 1-on-1 now, so Preston will go to the line for 1-on-1. We are in a penalty situation with a 1-on-1, and Southwestern has committed 10, so we're in a two-shot foul if Southwestern fouls us. Again, they missed the free throw, and I believe that went off Corey Sterling's foot. Well, maybe not. Cougars get the ball. Long pass to Corey Sterling. He gets the return feed, and now Chris Frisbee will bring it up. And they're going to call an intentional foul as Preston grabbed the hold of Chris Frisbee's arm. So that will be 2 shots plus possession with 1:13 remaining. Mike DeGraff goes to the scorer's table, and we missed the free throw. So again, the Southwestern's made some mental errors tonight with some of their fouls, and we haven't exactly cashed in as much as we'd like. We have a fairly safe lead here with 1:13 left to go. And we have the ball go off the foot. 1:04 remains. And Southwestern will probably be thinking 3-point shot here. Hadley gets a good look at it, doesn't score. Kevin Smith chases it down. And they're just slapping at him, trying to tackle. And Southwestern not exactly hiding the fact that they're fouling.
Yeah. Of course, when you get under a minute and you're down 12, you can't be too...
Well, I know, but they're a little flagrant.
Yeah.
I think they could be a little more subtle and still get the call. Well, Chris is on a bad run here on the free throw line. Normally a very good shooter, but having a little trouble there. He got it going. Preston with the shot, doesn't get it. DeGraff with the rebound. And Kevin Smith better put his armor on because he's going to get hammered. 36.7 seconds left. Tony McKee checks into the game.
Pat Fitzgerald comes in for the Cougars. Number 55.
Well, I have to admit, I don't know the story about Tony yet because he wasn't with the team in the first half. This is his first action here. Kevin Smith, very deliberate free throw line, and he scores. Kevin with 10 points all here in the second half. And again, we were kind of concerned this might be a low-scoring game, but we're approaching 90. That's number 89 right there. 89-74. Cougars up by 15 with 37 seconds left. Pixley from long range, a little short. Beasley doesn't get it. Tip. And it's getting pretty rough in there.
Yeah.
Hadley goes to the line. Lots of times when you're tired, the shot comes up a little short or a little flat.
Yeah.
That one had the right arc, but just a little short. And that one may have been a little flat. Oh, nice pass by Ken Stewart. Mike DeGraff, and he scores his first basket. Hadley long range. Mike DeGraff finishes it for the Cougars as he dunked that last one, and that's the way we'll end it.
Nice finish from Mike DeGraff. He's exciting finish.
93 points for the KVCC Cougars. 74 for Southwestern. KVCC goes 2-2 on the conference competition so far, and Gordon, is interesting evening.
Yep, again, similar halves. Cougars came on at the end of each of those halves.
Explode at the finish of each half, and actually a fairly high-scoring game as it turned out, 93-74. And we'll be back and talk with the coach.